Hi, Libra. Alright, good morning, good evening, whenever this finds you. Happy as now. Hi, Kat. If it's morning, maybe you want to go grab yourself, well, either way, maybe you want to go grab yourself a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. Maybe settle into a place that's comfortable. I don't feel as if, not to tell you what to do, but I feel like you'll understand this reading a lot better if you just sort of be with it, okay? Sit quietly and, yeah. Sagittarius will also have a message for you. Now, before we jump into your cards, I'd like to share a few things beyond that. Number one is well, I feel as if there's you're able to sit in this different place. But rather, let's put it this way, because of this stillness, right? Because of this, your mental strength that you have gained, you have a capacity to go into some older worlds, or maybe even some worry about things. Yes, and do some consideration in there, some observation in this kind of this space, and I feel as if you will find a door to some sort of opening. Okay. Just a second. Yeah. Let me grab a book. Just a sec. So this was my little prayer for today. It's entitled Legacy of Kindness. It's very Libra. It says, Martha served as a teacher's aide at an elementary school for over 30 years. Every year she saved money to buy new coats, scarves, and gloves for those in need. After she lost her fight with leukemia, we held a celebration of life service. In lieu of flowers, people donated hundreds of new winter coats to students she loved and served for decades. Many people shared stories about the countless ways Martha encouraged others with kind words and thoughtful deeds. Her fellow teachers honored her memory with an annual coat drive for 3 years after her life ended on the side of eternity. Her legacy of kindness still inspires others to generously serve those in need. In Acts 9, which there's a verse from this, it says, the Apostle Luke shares a story about Dorcas. I hope I'm saying that right. Dorcas. A woman who was always doing good and helping the poor, quote unquote. After she got sick and died, the grieving community urged Peter to visit. All the widows showed Peter how Dorcas had lived to serve. In a miraculous act of passion, Peter brought Dorcas back to life. I didn't know he could do that. Cool. I thought only Jesus could do that. Oh, that's cool. Okay. The news of Dorcas' resurrection spread, and This miracle was due to the fact that Dorcas' commitment to serving others, and this is the ringer, in practical ways that touched the hearts of their community and revealed the power of loving generosity. And this is, loving God, please help me to love others in practical ways each day so I can leave a legacy of kindness that points others straight to you. Okay. Thank you for being patient. Moon's in Capricorn. So Saturn. You're exalted there, did you know that? Let's see, Libra. Just a second. Okay. Let's talk about others for a second. How about that? A legacy of kindness, Libra. I guess we're going to have a bit of a... This is a looser reading. Okay, I actually already recorded your reading, and it was a zinger. It got straight to the heart. It was like you were your own warrioress with your sword, really just cutting down all the vines, getting right to the heart of it. And a big part of what that was talking about was about your capacity of giving, for kindness, for wanting to help others, right? Things of this nature. But there is a difference between practical, well, let's back this up. There's a difference between, where did it start? Extending a kind word, right? Really giving where it is absolutely in need, right? These children didn't have a coat in the winter. Everybody needs a coat. This is incredibly practical, but it is also immensely kind. Because the energy, well, I want to make sure I explain this correctly. Let me see because I'm pulling bits from that reading, but I'm being a little bit selective, trying to be a little bit selective so that it comes out, what I'm trying to share comes out in the right way. Okay? Helping is something that you always do, right? There's a part of you that loves to help, probably for you, people particularly, right? But you really could give it just about anywhere. But in relationships, this is a big deal, right? Oh, it just got so quiet. Just a second. Ooh, that Capricorn. Just a second. Okay, look. Oh shit, it just got so sharp again. Dang it, it's Sunday. I wanted it to be... I was trying to keep it super soft, but your air and your opposite is fire, and I know you don't really like touching the soft spots, right? No. Nope. You'd rather stay on the sunny side all the time, right? just like all the cardinal signs. But that's not real, right? That's not real. So, Libra, who do you trust? And where do you give too much? This could be of your time and your energy in ways that are not practical. And even sometimes not even helpful, because they're not really that nice. Because when you help someone that you know, you're exalted in Saturn, Scorpio and Virgo are sitting next to you at the table. Like, when you go to help somebody, give your opinion, right? Spend your time, your money, which is basically the same thing, on somebody in a situation, giving to someone, when they don't technically, it is not a need. Then what happens is you're trying to hold their energy because you feel guilty. There's a part of you that feels guilty for not doing the best job up until this point. Like, you're taking responsibility. It's like when you come across a human, sometimes you take responsibility for them for their whole life previous to wherever you meet them and whenever you start spending a lot of time with them. Right now, of course, we're talking about more shadow here, and it's important. I think that this, again, it's a good time. You're strong enough. Remember, you've built great, impeccable mental, those of you who are here, impeccable mental strength in yourself, right? You really settled some stuff in yourself that was not strong before. So feel confident here. And I like that the moon is in Capricorn, because this is going to give you the practical, emotional, a good balance here, right? Not teeter one into the too much one to the other. It's not too cold, it's not too hot. Although I do feel like it may be helpful if it was a little cooler. It's going to be a little cooler versus warm hot here. Okay? It might even be a little bit cold, but what that's doing is it's helping you to see where the holes in the bucket are, and what is shining light and what is oozing, like poison, if you will. Because you know that even when, okay, this is the thing, you're a perfectionist to a certain extent, right? You like things to be ordered, centered. That's what Libra's about, right? Organized, lined up. You want it to be just so. Most of you could be a leader if you weren't such a softie in certain ways, right? And of course you can become one, but you do have to kind of harden some of the soft spots that you allow other people I actually saw it to particularly manipulate your energy. But this is the interesting thing. Just a second. I want to sit with this one for a minute. It's manipulation. It's you manipulating something else. When you're trying to make something be what it isn't. It's like you're killing the ability in the moment. You can kill the ability in the moment for that which you were trying to help, when it is not just a kind word to be like, hey, you're doing a really good job, or, oh, I noticed your mitten, whatever, here's a pair of mittens, this is different. But when you're trying to make something not be what it is, or you're like overly protective, right? Meaning not allow, like you don't want to allow something to just be because you feel like if it wasn't for you, if for some reason the conversation is like, oh, if it wasn't for me, then this person wouldn't survive, like they wouldn't make it. That's martyrdom. And that's not your job. And it's actually a really, really bad habit. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of their time. It's not nice. And you prefer to be. You love niceties. You love niceties. Right? You love niceties. Politeness, properness, things to be correct, right? Ordered. So remember, when you push in a place that is, if how you're trying to help is not just, again, a kind word, and in a very immensely practical space, this person literally needs this. It's your child and they need to eat. Yes, that is helpful. But otherwise, it is an interference of a true allowing other people to just be. And also to trust, because it's also trusting God. It's trusting life, right? That martyrdom is very much a Libra trait. You do it kind of externally with your relationships, and Taurus can do it more internally with themselves. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is, regardless of where you are on the path, this message came very strongly last time. And again, I feel like this is a nice time. And although you are a little bit tired, I do feel as if you give yourself some time to sit, you're going to be able to settle something so you can move into this first place and not have any questions about what it truly means to leave a legacy of kindness, right? And I guess I'll give a little side note of something I was thinking about the other day. So let me see if I can straighten out this memory. Hold on a second. And that's something that's good for you too. What floated? Let me tune in here. Okay, so you, as in I, right, is the I in Libra is low, right? It's low sun. Taurus is low sun. Cancer, low sun. Aquarius, low sun. This is kind of the semi-order to it. But this means that you make the I a we a lot. And now again, I know some of you are, maybe this is brand new to you, or maybe this is really hitting something that feels brand new, or maybe this is something that you've been aware of and now you're walking down the path and this isn't, you know that this is something you have done. For those of you who are doing it, I heard you know better. If you've already been doing this, this is something that needs to be addressed a little bit deeper so that it ensures that in the future there's a longer gap of you, the legacy of kindness, versus the Libra worrying about and trying to carry somebody else's energy. Whether this would be your family, when you go to work, the people at your church, your friends, okay? Trying to solve everybody else's problems. Now, again, if someone comes to you and it's like, hey, Libra, you know, because they recognize your strength, right? And they're like, hey, Libra, I've been feeling like this. Like, can you help me? Or like, I really, like, I need this from you. And you know that it's literally a need. They're being, because this is integrity, right? And admitting a faith of being like, okay, well, I'm good on my path, but I need a little something. I'm going to ask for it. And then from there, you receive it. Oh, I remember now. You know those times that you give to people, like, what you would consider so much? Unconsciously, you're doing it because you want something back if you don't feel good about yourself. Okay? And the times, again, when you have, this is going back in time, do it now if you're there. The times that you have given, give till you're empty, right? Your whole soul. What seems like to you, your whole day, your whole month, that whole year, that whole decade, right? And it does not, again, feel reciprocal. It is not appreciated. It is not what have you. Well, A, it means they didn't need it. B, it possibly could mean they didn't even want it. And so when you know someone doesn't need it and they don't want it, why do you keep trying to carry, like, to fix things for others? And now, the way I'm seeing this is more romantically, even friendship-wise, family-wise. This is less work. It's more really a little more interpersonal here. Obviously, what we're talking about. All right. Let's choose some new energy. Do one more round. See, this is the thing. You're strong enough to go in this place right now. Okay? So, go there. Give yourself some space to sit and be quiet. I would also say maybe pay attention when the moon's in Capricorn. Moon's in, not moon in Taurus, though. It's too moody. Or rather, it's not a great processing time because it becomes too sentimental. Oh. Who? Capricorn, Sagittarius recorded on the same day. They will be very helpful for you. I'll give you a little bit of what Capricorn talked about because I'm seeing it for you too. It's like, you know, remember what we mentioned about when the worry or the guilt. Well, this is what I put together the other day. Again, I guess we'll just say it again. Actually, can I grab my notebook? I want to say it to you the way I wrote it. Just a second. When someone worries about someone else, this is because the worrier believes that their job wasn't good enough. And then I wrote, e.g., reflection of self unconsciously, control subconscious. Meaning that the warrior believes their job wasn't good enough is like, okay, well, the time spent, this is like an example, right? This is kind of training. You know, if you want to make a good example, say this is for your family, right? Your children, what have you. It's like, yes, well, firstly, people make mistakes. Especially children. Holy shit, they all... And think of I'm talking to you and your inner child too, because when you do try to be overly protective with people, it's because your inner child also feels really scared, and it's a projection. And that is something that is needing to be healed, whatever the level that you're at. Okay? There's a hole in the boat with that. And it's something to be sat with quietly, silently, stilly, so that you can have some sort of conversation in your heart, so that your relationships with other people, and especially for a lot of you with family, those that are like, that you would consider family, are not such a constant, like where there is a constant struggle, or like you have to constantly be in it, or you feel like, oh my God, it won't survive, I have to be in. It's like, it's a little, well, I heard it's a little crazy. But, meaning that the mind is not relaxed there. Even my body, I feel so yucky when I was just doing that energy. Just a minute, please. Okay, so this is the thing. Libra, you have a message for everybody. So I guess this is probably the deepest message for everybody. Please, be kind. Please, give when you can, when it is necessary. Okay? You can even take a couple extra steps now and again, and I don't know, have a coat drive, go volunteer at the homeless shelter. You want to give where someone really needs it, do that. But trying to walk around, especially in your interpersonal relationships, and carry their energy, no. You can learn from that. You can be like, hey, I know how you're feeling. I feel how you're feeling. I've been there before. You can do that. Someone's struggling, they don't know how to tie their shoe. 1 bunny ear, 2 bunny ears. Remind them, step back, then let them learn. If they don't want to learn, or they don't have the capacity to learn, I heard, remember how stupid you used to be. Do you know what I mean? Like how much you didn't know how to do things. How sad maybe even you were. And where you are now. Okay? Because I know you've been in situations, and maybe that's something also to consider, where, for instance, you stayed with something because you couldn't decide to love yourself enough to walk away from that situation, even though you knew it was not healthy for you and there was really nothing you could do to change it. But you stayed out of weakness. Or you stayed out of a lack of faith to step into your own space. Maybe you want to think about that in the past and how that, I don't know, what did you learn from that? And I hope this is coming out in a soft way. It is not meant to hurt your feelings. Okay, I know it's a little bit strong, but the thing is I feel like you have the capacity to look at this boldly and ask some really good questions. It's so that you can Well, learn something differently so that you can let go, because this is the thing. Even if you feel you're in one of those, the point on the path is you're farther down the path and you're very much aware of this, and you've put a lot of your emotions in the right places, and it's positive and there's a lot of faith there and all this. Your feelings, especially in relation to that which you have cared deeply about, is still wrapped up with your feelings. Their feelings, somebody else's feelings, and your feelings get wrapped up, and you have to realize what is yours and what is not. And I feel as if you are strong enough to do this, okay? But you do have to be chill. Pisces could also help you in this time. But Sagittarius is the biggest, then Capricorn, then Pisces. Then you could probably go to Cancer, but that's another story. You know, it's as if you have to separate the milk from the cream. Do you know what I mean? And the only way to do that is to have something be cool. Be cool, Libra. And quiet, still. Most importantly, cool and still. And the funny thing is all the heavy stuff comes to the top. All the heavy stuff comes to the top. Aries and the Seven of Wands. And the nice thing is when you do that, and then you scoop off the top there, you can make a lot with that, right? Fat is something that sustains us. It helps us move. It helps our organs work. It helps everything be in the right order. The right motion, right? Everything works together properly. There's correct nutrients. It's healthy. Fat is necessary, right? And the thing is I feel like there's this creme de la creme, right? This really beautiful, if you check in with this change, it's almost as if I heard you break some sort of, well, how do I want to say this correctly. Can I receive one more card, please? Just sit with it. Okay, we have to sit with it. Just a second. What is this saying? Well, I guess you learned the lesson with Scorpio. But I heard you don't blame them for darkness. Of course. It's you too. You don't blame anybody. I guess that's the thing. And you stop feeling so guilty. Because everybody is their own soul. Everybody is their own being, and they all have their own choices. We all live and we all die. We all have lows, we all have highs. You know? So to really leave this legacy of kindness that you desire to, and I know that you do. I know that you do. And I know even when you're doing whatever you're doing, you're always doing it from a place of love. But I need you to know that sometimes you have to be cautious of that, because that is your ruler, so you can use it unconsciously, subconsciously, in a way that is unhealthy. And it can be a controlling kind of thing, and it can take a really long time to figure it out. You know, everybody has their dark spots, and the thing is most people's true shadow, true darkness, true the things people don't want to talk about, really about themselves, are things that are not really ever fully explained, but having little tidbits about it and then adjusting it, and having because one has self-respect for themselves, and of course respects others, and in addition respects Mother Nature and the way life was made. You know, Imagine if I tied Zumi up all the time. So she wouldn't run away. So she wouldn't, whatever, this and that. She wouldn't get hurt. She's smarter than I am. Do you know what I mean? I mean, there's a time and a place when it is necessary, right? I told Capricorn this. It's like, well, I heard again. Remember how stupid you used to be. And that's not, I hope you're taking this with a laughing at yourself, okay? Because that's kind of the point too. You won't be able to go into this space that you really need to, the depths of it, unless you can, laugh at yourself. You have to feel really confident. It's almost like an Aries energy, the other side of you, where you sit there, but you also have Pisces and Taurus helping you, and you can sit there still enough, right? Virgo on the other side of you, Scorpio, you know you're safe and you're loved and protected. It's like you sit quietly. You stop paying attention to other people for 10 minutes. And you have a conversation with yourself and you and God, you and your higher self. You're deep in your recesses of your psyche. And you have to sit quietly until you see, like, there's some sort of opening or a light or a door, however it is, this thing, it arrives. But then you have to approach it also really slowly. It's almost as if you're approaching like a wild animal, because this is a wild part of your unconscious self and it is faster than you. And you have to kind of, it's not exactly about catching it, but you need to, maybe you got to catch it and hold it for a second, and it's going to, I saw some, like, you just remember. And because of that, it clears something out, and this helps your relationships with others so much. Yes, Emperor and the Magician. It's like you really figure out the other side of, the other sides of you. I hope this was of service. I love you so much, Libra. Thanks for being strong enough to have this conversation. And you know what? To close this, well, one very last thing besides thank you so much for all of your support. All 12, I believe it was all 12 signs was like, hey, Libra has a message. So, big, strong message. Let us all grow. Take care. Peace.